Mahmood Ameh. He's the treasurer of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, the FCT chapter. Thank you so much for joining us on the news tonight.
Thank you
very heartbreaking situation. But help us make sense. How is it possible that the most foundational stage of education, where minds are first shaped, the primary school in Nigeria's capital city of Abuja, has been shut down for 3 months? And it remains so. What's the justification for this protracted strike? Doesn't make any sense. Perhaps you have some answers.
Thank you very much, and good evening to the viewers. That is the most unfortunate part of what we are talking about. It is sad. We, as teachers, we are character molders. And of any way, anything that affects development of a child in education and otherwise, we find it difficult to condone that. But at this point, the situation of primary education in FCT is unbelievable. The teachers of primary school in FCT are not catered for in any way. The condition is pathetic. Education is to be #1 priority of every responsible government. Education, as we know, is responsibility of all. But in the case of FCT primary education, which by constitution, according to what we are told now, is the responsibility of the area council. That is, funding and management of primary education. That includes payment of salaries and other entitlements. But as it is today, the same area council tells every primary school teacher each time it is due to be given allowances, legitimate entitlements were always being denied. What brought us to where we are now?
Yeah.
One, in Nigeria by 2024, there was implementation as an act of national minimum wage, as an act of the National Assembly. Every worker in FCT has enjoyed the benefit of that. Meaning no worker in FCT, even in Nigeria as a whole, because it's a national issue.
Yes.
We call it national minimum wage. So it's not limited or restricted to FCT alone. But as it is, every worker in FCT was paid in that order. The 70,000 naira minimum wage was implemented. The primary school teachers and area council staff were left out.
Do we know why the primary school teachers have been left out? Because we do understand that despite 66.7 billion naira allocation to area councils, I mean, to pay up the minimum wage and all of that within 14 months, that money was released. And the FCT Minister himself, Nyesom Wike, had actually expressed his disappointment at the Area Council Chairman, actually saying that he will wield the big stick. He intervened in April. So are you saying that nothing has happened since the intervention of the FCT
nothing.
Minister?
Yes. Thank you very much. The minister has been on air, but to be candid, to be fair to the Minister of FCT, we had taken this matter to his office several times. And at one point recently, in the course of this very strike, this ongoing strike that began on the 24th of March 2025 to date, the minister listened to us on why we shut down schools. And we said, one, minimum wage of 2024 has not been implemented. And the area council said they don't have money to do that. And that is why we are here. And he said, okay, union leaders, go and come back the next day. That was precisely in April. We left. By the next day we returned. The permanent secretary treasury told us that the minister has graciously approved 4.1 billion naira for the implementation of this minimum wage. And we were glad. One, the minimum wage is just one out of the numerous problems that is facing an average primary school teacher in FCT and that of the area council staff. I would say, let us start from there. Hoping that when April salary was to be paid, we'll get that money. Unfortunately, that 4.1 billion naira, we were told by the authority that it has been released to the area council chairmen. They did not implement that. And that dragged us to National Assembly. When the National Assembly, particularly the Committee on Auxiliary and FCT Area Council, invited us that what was the problem? And we told them. 4.1 billion naira was released by the media to start and cushion some of these problems we are having now. And the council chairmen, 6 of them were there and were asked, did you receive 4.1 billion naira? They admitted that they received it. Then what happened that you did not use the money for the purpose? You know what they said?
What did they say?
They said the money was not meant for the implementation of national minimum wage.
What was it meant for?
That it was very funny. They called it signature allowance.
What's that?
What exactly is signature allowance?
That was the first time as a teacher, including members of the National Assembly, there, said, what is signature allowance? They said that was what they told them the money was.
It's the first time we are here. I am hearing that for the first time.
Signature allowance.
Comrade Mahmoud, I do recall that in April, the FCT Minister had asked for more time. Hopefully, he will actually do something now that you're back here, now that this strike continues, because like it's been established, it's the very foundation. If we miss education at the foundational level, I doubt very much what you can build on it. Mahmoud Ameh is the treasurer, NUT Abuja chapter. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight, and we hope the FCT Minister is listening.
Thank you very much. You know, in his recent media pally, regular media pally, he hinted, that was the one he had in June this month, he hinted that he could bypass the council chairman. They seem to be lord over themselves and take care of the money. So let's see what the FCT Minister does, because this is affecting the children, the teachers, the parents. Doesn't make any sense.